We're three caballeros, yes, three caballeros.
Hello everyone, this is Rugveda Karthik from the Three Caballeros and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to discuss computer applications syllabus for class 9th and 10th ICSE. So this is a part of the Java series, and this PDF of the syllabus of class 9 and 10th ICSE Computer Applications is also available on the CISE website. That is the place from where I have got this PDF. So you can access it from there as well. The link is given in the description below. So this is the syllabus for class 9 we will discuss. So there will be one paper of 100 marks and the time of 2 hours will be given for writing the paper in the board exam. So whatever video that we will be uploading in the Java series will be completely based on the board exam of ICSE class 9 class 10th, and the class 9th final exam will be conducted by your school only, and it will not be conducted by the ICSE board because recently they have cancelled class 9th board exam. Directly class 10th only will be having the board exam. The complete syllabus of class 9th will be tested in class 10th as well, especially for computer applications. So you must know every single bit of the class 9 syllabus, excluding one chapter which is only for class 9 and it won't be asked at all in the board exam of class 10th. So with this said, let's move on to the syllabus. I would say that all the videos of the Java series will be in the exam point of view. We will be explaining every single bit, as we have recently completed our class 10 board exam. So we are well versed with what to study and how to be guiding you people about this subject. So if you have any doubts, I would request you to please comment it down below so that we will look through them and we will clarify your doubt, and do not hesitate in doing that, because if you people ask doubts, it will be better for you only, so that you won't get confused and do a mistake in the exam. So whenever, even in a tip that I would like to give is that write down all the mistakes that you have done in each paper, at least on the question paper or on the last page of your notebook. Somewhere you just write it down, and before your next exam, if you have done a mistake in clipboard 1 or an exam before that, write down all of that mistakes in a piece of paper or in the last page of your notebook, and go through all those mistakes so that you won't do such a mistake in the upcoming exam or even in the board exam. So you should be knowing what mistakes you are making so that you don't do such a mistake later on. This tip is not only for this subject, it is applicable to all subjects of all classes, not just class 10th or class 9th. So with this said, we will move on now. So in your class 9th, you have 10 chapters. So here you have Introduction to Object-Oriented Programming. So, and I hope you have seen the video, the short video of Dhyan, where he has told about some tips of how to study computer applications, and from where you can access this PDF and all. It is all explained in that short video. So I hope you have seen that as well. Now after this video, you will get the part 1 of the actual explanation of all these chapters. That video Swayam has taken. I am editing that video, and soon you will get to see that as well. So the first topic is Introduction to Object-Oriented Programming. So Object-Oriented Programming is the base of your theory. Your Java is an object-oriented programming language, and all concepts related to that will be taught in that video as well. The first thing I would tell you, first listen to what your school teacher has to say, understand. Then if you are not able to understand, then read the textbook. If that language is a little complicated, then you immediately come to our videos and start watching them. You will get a detailed explanation of everything. So there are 4 principles of object-oriented programming, and you must know what are those 4. So they are data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. Where they are used, what they are, everything will be explained in the videos. So these are the 4 principles of object-oriented programming. Then you must know the difference between procedure-oriented programming and object-oriented programming. That is a very important question of ICSE board. That will be tested, and you should also know the definitions of all these 4 principles of object-oriented programming, and also the real life examples. They can ask, explain data abstraction, give a suitable real life example. They can ask like that. Even if they have not asked, you better write down the real life example to make it look neat, and the examiner will be impressed by your answer. Then you have introduction to Java, types of Java programs, applets and applications. Applets are nothing but the Java program, the Java programming software that uh, runs with the help of a Java supported web browser, and application is the one which you can download and use as a window application. Then Java compilation process. That's a very important flowchart that we will be providing you in the video, in the future video. Then you have have to learn the definitions of Java source code, bytecode, object code, and the importance of Java virtual machine, the characteristic feature, and you need to know the features of Java as well. So here it is given Java applet and application definition, and you have to learn the examples as well. Steps involved in compilation process, definition of source code, bytecode and object code, JVM, the Java virtual machine, which I have told, which is nothing but the Java interpreter. So interpreter and compiler are the translators. I hope you have seen my video on C++, where I have explained about computer languages. I have given an introduction. There I have explained about compiler and interpreter, the two translators. So I will be explaining that again in his upcoming video on Java, the first part. Then features of Java: simple, robust, secured, object-oriented, platform-independent. Platform-independent means it is not specific that you have to use in a particular platform only. You can use it in any type of platform. That is the feature of Java. Many other features are there. Etc. means one more extra feature is there, that Java is case sensitive. It treats lowercase and uppercase letters differently. So all of that will be covered. This is a very important chapter when it comes to theory, the introduction to object-oriented programming concepts. Then you have the second chapter, elementary concepts of object and class. So nothing much is there, but you should learn it for your own benefit. You will understand what is an object and what is a class. See, you are listening to this word object so many times. So you must know what is an object, right? So that will be covered in the future videos. So modeling entities and their behavior by objects. Class as a specification for objects and as an object factory, computation as message passing method calls between objects. Many examples should be done to illustrate this. So all those examples will be covered. Your textbook will have a lot of examples. If you go through them, it is easy. You don't need to stress much on this chapter. It is a very small chapter. Only one question can come from this chapter, that is the difference between a class and an object. If you learn that, that's enough. So then object encapsulates state, attributes and have behaviors, methods. Class as a user defined data type. So class and object, you write a program. So when you write a program, you have to specify a class. So that that's a basic thing you can understand. So class is a prototype kind of thing. Object is something that you can create so many times. It's an instance of a class. So detailed explanation about an object and a class is given in the future videos. It's like to give an example right here. So you have a class called car. So you in this program, in this class, you specify what all details a car should have. It would have a name. So you have a name for a car. Then you have the model. Then name means the company which manufactures the car. You have Maruti Suzuki, you have Mahindra, you have Tata Motors. So like that comes under the name. And model, you have Volkswagen Polo, like that. So the model name will be Polo, and the name here, this means the company name which manufactured the car, Volkswagen. So name, model, like that, and then the color of the car. So that all comes under the details, the attributes of the car. And then you have behaviors. What does a car do? It is used for traveling. So that is the behavior of a car. So attributes, sorry, pardon my handwriting. Attributes, and this is a behavior. So you specify what a behavior a car must be having, and you also specify the attributes the car must be having: name, company name, model name, color, etc. That and all you specify. That is class car. Now if you want to create an object of this car, class car, you create an object. That means it is specifically a specific car. Like an object is created of this class car, which has the name, um, let's give it a name, Polo. Volkswagen Polo is there, right? So this object name is Polo. So now the company is Volkswagen, model is Volkswagen Polo, and color whatever it might be, red, white, black, something. So this behavior will be common to all objects. So this may be for the first object created is Polo. Second object we create, that is object 2. You have another car. Say you have Harrier, that Harrier car of Tata Motors is there, right? So that is object 2. So model name, company name is Tata, model name is Harrier, and color whatever the color might be. So the attributes are specific to each object, but the behavior is same for both the objects. So class is a prototype which specifies what is common among all the objects. So class is something that specifies what should be common between all objects created for that class, including which includes the attributes and behaviors. So class can be said as a prototype of the object, and objects are specifically instances of class which are specific. They have specific attributes, name, a model, color, like that, but the behavior is same for both the objects. So this is a small introduction that I have given. More detailed explanation will be given in the future videos about this same topic on classes and objects, because if you understand the difference between what is a class and what is an object, where these two are used, what is their purpose, if you know that, that's more than enough. You are going to ace the board exam. Now coming back to our syllabus sheet. So this is about the second chapter, elementary concept of objects and classes. Now third, we have values and data types, a very important chapter when it comes to theory. Character sets. There are 4 character sets in Java. ASCII code and Unicode, one of the basic important things in Java programming of your syllabus. Then escape sequences are also important. It forms an MCQ question. Then tokens, the definition of token is important. Tokens includes, there are 7 types of tokens. You have literals, which are nothing but constants. Then you have your identifiers, assignments, then punctuators, separators, operators, and keywords. You have heard these words in C++. I will make C++ videos as well in the future. So this thing is used in both programming languages. Means almost everything is same, but just the syntax and programming grammar is different when you compare Java and C++. The rest everything is same, because C++ and Java are also object-oriented programming languages. Then you have constants and variables, another important thing. Then data types and type conversion. This is purely theory-based chapter, which also is important. Values and data types. So you have your data types, which is int, float, char, double, long, short, byte, then boolean. All those are your data types. We'll deal with them slowly in the future videos. So you have to remember the memory space, how much memory size, actually how much memory data type variable of a particular data type can hold, and what is the range of values that it can hold, and the default value. All that of all these data types will be dealt with in the future videos. So you have these many escape sequences, backslash characters, these are called, \n, slash t, two backslashes, and then backslash and double quote, backslash and single quote. All these will be covered. Tokens and its types. So you have told keywords, identifiers, literals, punctuators, and operators. Other 2 are also there, separators and assignments. We will see that in the videos later on, which is given in your textbook. Then you have primitive types and non-primitive types, 2 types of data types, and you have to learn the examples as well. Then introduce the primitive types with size in bits and bytes. You should know that 1 byte is 8 bits. So if you remember how much bytes a certain data type can hold, you can convert it into bits and you can give your answer. This kind of bits and byte conversion type question will be asked in your MCQ. Then implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Output questions are going to be framed with regard to implicit and explicit type conversion. Then you have operators in Java. These operators, which are part of your tokens here, forms a separate chapter on its own, very important. Theory and programs all are based on operators. From here your programming starts. So forms of operators and types of operators you have to know. The definition of counter and accumulator and how they are used, that you have to know. Hierarchy of operators is very important. Just like your BODMAS rule, this hierarchy of operators is there. New operator and dot operator. These are again very important. What are their purposes? That one small description is there, 2 lines or 1 line. I don't remember exactly. But new operator and dot operator are very important. You have to learn. So forms of operator: unary, binary, and ternary. Uh, Forms of operators means that the types of operators on the basis of how many operands they operate on. Operands are the numbers or values on which operators operate on. So I hope that's a small concept. Types of operators are the types of operator means they are classified on the basis of the function which they perform. They're arithmetic, relational, and logical, as I told earlier. Assignment, increment, decrement, shorthand operators. So the main types are arithmetic, relational, and logical. Assignment operator is nothing but that equal to, which is used for assigning a value to a variable. Increment and decrement for increasing a value and decreasing a value respectively. Shorthand operators means this binary operator you can see here, right? Binary operators have a short form way of representing them. That are only shorthand operators. Then precedence and associativity of operators, that is also small concept you can learn. So prefix and postfix, these two are very important. So 2 mark question will be formed. So prefix and postfix comes as a numerical. Prefix and postfix is also again a very important thing. It comes as a 2 mark numerical, so you have to take a look at that as well. And creation of dynamic memory by using new operators. So the use of new operator you must be knowing. Then invoking members of class using dot operator. So that is also a small thing. You don't need not much stress. In the exam, it is only checked whether you are able to use the dot operator wherever it is necessary. So questions in theory section are not asked much. Now system.out.println and system.out.print. These two most important output statements that you are going to use in your class 9 and 10 programming. So it forms a major part in your programming questions. So you have to use these two statements. And output statements are also tested. The difference between println and print is also asked. So important. This is very important. I'll just mark it here. So now let's move on. Bitwise and shift operators are not included, so leave them. You don't need to know anything about them. So now we will start with input in Java. So input in Java, this chapter is completely on your programming section, so not much of it is asked. Only the syntax of some functions will be asked. That's it, in the MCQs mostly, and nothing else of this is asked. And there is initialization, parameter, introduction to packages. So packages, or the definition of what is a package, you have to just learn that. Package is nothing but a group of classes designed to perform a specific function. So then input streams, how what classes you have to import to your program. So packages consist of inbuilt classes which are designed by the system developers, so that you have to import into your program. So that is done by a keyword called import. So what are keywords we will be seeing in that video of values and data types. So there you will understand what is a keyword. Keywords are reserved words, actually they are used for specific functions in a program. So this import keyword will help you to import packages which consist inbuilt classes which are designed by system developers of Java, so that you can import to perform certain operations. They are designed to perform specific operations. So based on what you want your program to do, you have to import the package which you want. So there are so many packages I will be telling you later on in the future videos. So this import keyword is used to import those packages. And there are input streams, the classes which you must import so that you can take input from the user. So only scanner class is there. In your textbook you have something called input stream reader class, that is not at all asked, but it is given in your textbook, so you don't have to worry much about that. You can leave it mostly. Then types of errors and types of comments, these two are very important. Comments are something that are ignored by the compiler, that are used only for explaining the logic of the program. So you can write it in the program. They are used to explain how the program will be functioning. So those are comments, and errors are something that error, you might understand what's an error, right? It's self-explanatory. I don't have to explain much. But in particularly Java, what are the three types of errors you would be uh, coming across while programming that you would be learning? So the definitions and examples you must know of all the errors. So initialization, the data before execution, the parameters, how you can give, if you are giving a character, if you are giving a number, all that. If you're giving a decimal or an integer number, when you say a number, there are two types, decimal and non-decimal numbers. So you have to see that. At the time of execution, input stream, data entry during execution using methods of scanner class only. You don't need to learn about input stream reader class. It may be there in your textbook, but it is not used. So these are some methods of scanner class, very important. These are for inputting various types of data types. So these are the functions of scanner class. Functions means methods of scanner class. Function and method is the same thing, but particularly in Java we use the word method instead of function. So all these methods of scanner class are important. The syntax of all these methods are asked as MCQs, and you are mostly asked to use such functions in the programming section. Nothing much about these methods are asked in the theory. So all these you must be knowing of with the variable of which data type needs which type of method for input, that and all you must be thorough with. Then discuss different types of errors occurring during the execution and compilation of the program. So you must learn syntax, runtime and logical errors. And comments are also, there are three types, but only two are mentioned in the syllabus, that is single line comment and multi-line comment. So that much only you can learn. So input in Java is also an important chapter. Then mathematical library classes, this is used widely in both sections, both in theory as well as programming. So it is very very important. So introduction to java.lang package, which is the default package imported by default in every program that you make in Java. And math class methods. So we have pow, sqrt, cbrt, seal, floor, round, abs, max, min, random. Other methods can also be given in your textbook. Java expressions, using all the operators and methods of math class. So this thing is very important. Writing Java expressions, expression can be given to you like any formula of math, be it the quadratic formula or the three equations of motion, or any such formula, that discriminant b and b square minus 4ac, anything can be given. Some random expression can also be given, mathematical expression, that you have to write it in a way how it is accepted in Java language. So that comes for 2 marks. In theory, definitely you will find a question for 2 marks for writing Java expressions. So very important, practice them. In your textbook, sample questions will also be there, and even your practice questions will be there. You can find the solutions in the internet. Then conditional constructs, iterative constructs, and nested for loops. These three are very very important as far as the programming section is concerned, because conditional constructs in Java, it is a very important thing. One program is of 15 marks in your board exam paper. So this conditional constructs, iterative construct, and that nested for loops, all these three chapters are very very important. You have to learn them in such a way that even if you are asked to tell an answer based on these three chapters at 2 a.m. in the night, you should be able to answer. So conditional constructs, it is just the if, application of if else, if ladder, switch case, default and break come under switch case itself. So the if construct and switch case construct you must be thorough with. Switch case comes under menu driven programming, so you have to learn about if state, if construct, if else construct, and if else if construct. Nested if construct is also asked sometimes. So all these constructs of if you have to learn. Anything can be asked, you have to learn, because 15 marks one program based completely on if construct will be asked. That is called the description based programming, which comes for 15 marks as one program in your board exam paper. Then switch case, I told you, menu driven programming, switch case you have to learn. If not in your programming section, in theory section also, small snippet of the code can be asked in your theory, and you will be asked to write the output. The switch case you have to learn very nicely. Some questions may be there for 2 marks, in which you have to convert a code written using if construct into a code using switch case construct. Even one thing called ternary operator, if you recall, I have told in that values and data types chapter, it is called a conditional operator. You will be asked to convert ternary operator into if construct and vice versa. Then break statement, fall through condition in switch case, menu driven programs all use this switch case only, so it is very important. Then system.out.exit, this is purely a theory based concept. System.out.exit 0 to terminate the program. So all of this is important. Learn this chapter very nicely. And now we will be moving to 2, 8 and 9, that iterative constructs and nested for loops, the most important thing in the whole ninth grade syllabus, as far as the programming is concerned. So definition of loops, iterative constructs, types of looping statements. For statement is there, then you have while and do while. So entry control loops are for and while, exit control loop is do while. So remember the definitions: exit control and entry control loops. Then variations in looping statements and jump statements. There are two jump statements for your ninth grade syllabus. One is break and another is continue, so you have to learn about them. Syntax of entry and exit control loops, you have to learn the syntax of for, while and do while. Then you have break and continue statements, learn how they are used. They are simple, I'll take them in the upcoming videos. And simple programs illustrating all three loops, interconversion from for to while to do while. So all those questions may come for 2 marks mostly. Then you have to learn the definition of finite and infinite loop definition, and as well as examples. Delay loop and multiple counter variables you have to learn. Then initializations and updations, that comes under that itself. Demonstrate break and continue statement with the help of your loops. That is also simple thing. You may be asked to demonstrate the use. Any kind of program, if you have to write, it won't be asked in the theory section. Output questions can be asked, interconversion between loops, if else and switch case construct, that kind of questions may be asked, but pure programming will be asked only in section B of your paper. So you need not worry about that. Loops are fundamental to computation and their need should be shown by examples, because loops, I said, right, this is the most important chapter, the 8th and 9th. This iterative constructs and nested for loops, very very important. Your complete programming of class 9th is dependent upon that only. Now coming to nested for loops, another very important chapter. Introduce nested loops through simple examples. Demonstrate break and continue example statements with the help of nested loops. So in this in the 8th chapter, that is iterative constructs in Java, break and continue are introduced. There is simple use and explanation, definition, everything is given. But in nested loops you will understand, based on where the break statement or a continue statement is used. If it is used in the inner loop or outer loop in a nested iterative construct, the output may vary. So based on that, you have to give the output, you have to learn how to give it. Output questions for 2 marks will be asked. Programs based on nested loops, rectangular, triangular, right angle triangle only. So you have to print a triangular pattern with using numbers or that asterisk sign. You will be asked, so you have to learn. Simple only, not much is there. You simple programming samples are given in your textbook. If you learn that, that's more than enough. Rectangular pattern, triangular pattern, only right angle triangle, not other types are there. And series involving single variable, so series questions can also be asked. So nested while and nested do while are not included, only nested for loops you have to learn. Then there is this last chapter, purely theory, only for your 9th grade. This is not there in your 10th grade exam, so you won't see any question in your board exam from this chapter. Ethical issues in computing, intellectual property rights, you have to learn definitions and points only. Nothing much is there in this chapter. You only have to write this chapter in your school exam for 9th finals. Protection of individuals' right to privacy, data protection on the internet, protection against spam, software piracy, cyber crime, very important, hacking, you must be familiar with these. Protection against malicious intent and malicious code. The stress should be on good etiquette and ethical practices. So you understand, it is purely theoretical only. You must, I need to put a lot of emphasis on this. For your 9th, of course, it is very important. 10th, you just leave it. You don't need to touch your 9th grade textbook also. So this brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like this video and comment all your doubts regarding to the syllabus. Maybe I'll be happy enough to answer to that. And hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to not miss out on any updates of our future Java video releases. And share this video with your fellow computer application students so that it will help them as well. So I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.
We're three caballeros, yes, three caballeros. They say we are birds of a feather.